instant gratification versus delayed gratification. The brain releases dopamine when something happens or when we do something that we like. That's why you get a good feeling when your crush texts you or when you accomplish one of your goals. So instant gratification, what is it? Instant gratification is something that you do that requires a low amount of effort, something that makes you feel good. This could be something such as eating your favourite food or scrolling through social media. It's a short-term fix of dopamine, and the feeling that you get from it, it don't last very long. Whereas delayed gratification, on the other hand, delayed gratification is the opposite. It requires a significant amount of effort to achieve, but it makes you feel much greater. You have to work significantly harder for this kind of gratification. There's more risk involved. However, the rewards that you get from this are going to be much greater because, like I say, there's more risk involved, and the feeling that you get from it is going to last much longer, and therefore you're going to appreciate it more. This could be something like working out or passing one of your exams. Instant gratification is actually quite bad for you and bad for your mental health because subconsciously you're training your brain to reward bad habits and laziness, and this is because you can quite easily get that hit of dopamine from doing tasks that don't really have any kind of effort needed to complete. And the problem with instant gratification is that the feeling that you get from it, it doesn't really last, because it's a short-term fix, and because it doesn't last, you find yourself craving it more and more. This is why when you watch porn, you find it harder and harder to become stimulated over time. Delayed gratification, on the other hand, is actually really good for you. It's really good for your mental health, it's really good for your well-being, it is really good for your quality of life in general, because when you chase delayed gratification, when you work towards it, when you complete those goals that you set for yourself, although it's going to be hard to achieve it, although there's going to be a lot of work and a lot of effort involved, and it's probably not going to feel good when you work hard in that moment, but in the long term it is going to make you feel better and better about yourself, which is why it's so good for your mental health and your well-being. And because you're doing that, you develop a growth mindset, and because you develop a growth mindset, you're constantly growing. Then you're no longer sort of staying flat, you're no longer stagnating, you're not going down. You actually find that you're going up in life, and because you're going up, because you're building value in your life, you've got better things going on. You feel better about yourself because you've worked harder, you've achieved a level of success, and you know your worth. You realise that you're where you want to be, and because you've worked for it, you appreciate it so much more, because you have more value in your life. When you have those moments, everybody's going to have moments where they're feeling down, where they're feeling depressed, where it's just one of them days where you might struggle to get out of bed, or you struggle to have that motivation. Something bad might happen. You might suddenly start feeling terrible about yourself. But when you've got things in your life that are valuable, when you've worked towards it, it's kind of like a safety net to fall back on, because when you do have those moments, you start thinking about what's good in your life, because like I said, you've got a growth mindset. You stop seeing the negative in your life and you start seeing the positive. And you look at those things and then you realise life ain't actually that bad. So that helps you to get back up, it helps you to pick up the pieces, it helps you to move on and move forward in life. And when you have one of those down days, it becomes an up day, because you look at what you've achieved and you realise, I can achieve more for a start. I already feel good because this is what I've got. Life's actually pretty good. And it's going to be much easier to stay motivated as well, because you've got goals in mind. And as I've said, it probably won't feel great in the moment. Let's say you're working out, you're in the gym. It's probably not going to feel great in that moment, because you're tearing your muscles, you're working hard, you're out of breath, you're sweaty. You probably don't feel good right there and then. You probably feel like a lack of motivation. But it's once you've done that workout, it's once you've finished in the gym and you have that moment where you can start catching your breath back and you feel relaxed. That's where you look back and you think it was worth it, because I've achieved something, I'm working towards something. That might not even cross your mind just then. It might take several weeks, several months to realise that it was worth it, because it might take several weeks or months to build that muscle that you're trying to get. But once you see it, once you see the results, once you start seeing that you're getting more lean, you're getting more muscular, you're starting to look in better shape, that's when you start feeling really good about yourself. And that's when, like I said, you've got that safety net that you fall back on, and you realise that life ain't all that bad, because you've got these good things in place that in the past you've worked towards. Your past self has essentially set up a better future for you, and you have that sense of gratitude about it. And because you feel like it were worth it, you'll start doing it over and over, and you'll stay motivated because of that. So if there's anything to take from this video, it's that you should stop scrolling through social media, stop using those apps that are giving you that instant gratification, or at the very least cut down on how much you do it. You think about it, how much time you spend scrolling through social media a day, it probably totals to like 2 hours, maybe more. it might be even worse than that. Think of all that time that you could be utilising to achieve your goals. You could be using that time to maybe, I don't know, maybe spend time with friends, getting outside, going for a walk, clearing your head, anything like that that's going to improve your mental health, that's going to improve your well-being. That time is being wasted because you're just on your phone scrolling. You're not being productive, you're not working towards anything, you're not achieving anything in life. Stop watching the porn. That's going to mess up your mental health, probably going to give you erectile dysfunction. It's probably going to cause problems in your marriage, in your relationship. Stop performing tasks that serve no purpose in your life, that are not benefiting you or your mental health. I know it's going to be difficult, but I have faith in you, and I know 100% that you can do it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like or a dislike. You know I like my dislikes. Make sure you subscribe because that really helps me out. It costs you nothing, it really helps me. It's a win-win for both of us. Why not? So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Bye.